gas pumped via Belarus. The Yamal-Europe pipeline is full. We are heating Europe, and they are threatening that they will close the border. And what if we block the supply of natural gas there? If they impose additional sanctions on us, indigestible and unacceptable for us, we must respond.
With the recent fallout of Afghanistan and the Belarus-Poland-Lithuania border crisis that's going on, supposedly using refugees as pawns, it was something I thought to include in this particular review that I'm doing for a film that I saw as part of a film festival, DOC NYC, which I didn't like how the festival operated itself, but I did like Flugt, as it was known. What a powerful documentary indeed. It's not an enjoyable film indeed, but it's something which will certainly start our conversation, and the animation was the thing that sold me particularly, because I am familiar with adult animation, obviously, but also in this style that's also documentary-based and also about Middle Eastern politics and culture, as I've seen previously through Waltz of Bashir, an Israeli film about the conflict with Lebanon back in the 80s, and then Persepolis, which was a great anime film from France, Marjane Satrapi, and The Breadwinner, which was done by the same people who've done Song of the Sea and Wolfwalkers. So I thought to give this one a try because I am familiar with this type of subgenre of animation, which is politically charged at best, emotional on another level, and essentially follows an interview. This has been fictionalized to some extent to avoid giving the person's real name, of a man named Amin, and his experience trying to flee from Afghanistan during the fall of the country itself because of Soviet influences and US interventionism and the financing of the Mujahideen and the Taliban. That they were terrorizing his family and kidnapped his father. That he didn't know what happened, and so they had to flee all the way, going through Russia, then going through Estonia, then going back to Russia, trying to get to Denmark. A lot of things are happening as we speak, and it is a fairly alarming film with everything that's going on right now with the Afghanistan fallout and also the Belarus-Poland-Lithuania border crisis. It certainly brings up conversations about the refugee crisis at hand and the role of identity within society. I think those are very interesting talking points, especially more so because animation is usually viewed as a family or kids genre. But let me warn you that this is a PG-13. I don't know what the BBFC rating on this is yet, but it's not a family film by any means. Those are some tough subject matter. There's about 4 uses of the F word, some disturbing images of dead bodies as an implied rape, and a lot of adult themes as well. Also discussions related to homosexuality, as our main character Amin is, he couldn't admit he was gay, but he was. And he, eventually dates and marries his best friend from Denmark named Kasper. And without getting too much into details and little information here and there, I'm very glad I saw this film. I was really waiting for it, having heard of headlines at Annecy and Cannes and several others that there was going to be an animated documentary in the vein of Waltz with Bashir. It was going to be for children, about the refugee crisis. So I thought, ding, 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 it hits all cylinders there, and I really had to see it for myself because I love these types of movies. I love adult animations. I also like documentaries. I just watch them mainly on television. That mix of genres together and the foreign language element, because it's a Danish, Swedish, Norwegian, I think, Finnish, French, pan-European co-production, predominantly EU financed. Very bold indeed. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people, particularly the Le Penners and the people in Poland and Hungary, who probably won't like this movie, will probably ban it or think, give it an 18 equivalent because it's promoting homosexuality, minus because it's animated. Oh, it's a cartoon, dismiss it. Well, don't. In this instance, you're certainly missing out a lot of what there is to offer. And I certainly got a lot on offer with this particular title. I urge you to see it when it finally comes out on the 3rd of December and expands in the US, released by Neon distributors. They also distributed Parasite, so they have very familiarity with foreign language titles. This is much better than some Squid Game crap that's been going on the headlines right now, or the other foreign language film that's been getting a lot of press, like Titan from France, which I didn't care for, but this is definitely the best foreign language film of the year, one of the best animated films, alongside, well, actually probably the best documentary, probably even better than that Anthony Bourdain one, Roadrunner, but you know, that's something we'll have to wait and see. That's still up in the air, of course, but yes, very much satisfied. Why my criticism with it though is that the animation is a bit choppy. If it wasn't, you know, so stilted in the frames, I think I would have liked it even more so. But you know, I'm guessing that's a budgetary reason, and also for aesthetic purposes, maybe they want to make it seem less cartoonish and more like a testimonial, like someone who does those illustrations of courtroom procedures that are occurring, and they showed the people's faces looking like this in the courtroom in the designs. There's also the archive footage as well as some sort of hand-drawn designs here and there. That also reminded me not only of Walter Bashir, but also the Lipstick Diaries, which I saw on the National Film Board of Canada's website. I love what the NFB, or Office National du Film du Canada, does. So keep on with it, Mr. Jonas Borrer Rasmussen. I hope to see what he comes up with next. There's not very many movies quite like this, but I urge you to go see it. And please stay tuned, as I will be doing a review in the coming weeks for Les Sommets de Dieu, or Summit of the Gods. You know, this might give this film a run for its money, but that's something that's a little bit up in the air at this moment, but we'll wait and see. Until then, Skinny Ebert signing off. Until next time, keep on watching and stay informed.